Welcome back to the podcast with me, your host, Pete Tigers. The journey's been a really long one. I've got a new car and I wanted to stretch my legs in it, so I've driven from Devon back up to Kelso. It's about this time last year. I was up here for the Tweed Salmon Festival, and I'm really pleased that it's into its second year. I'm standing on the trout lock at the moment. I've just netted a fish for somebody as well, so it's already starting to happen. But it's that lovely time of day before the doors have officially opened and everyone's setting up, everyone's catching up. I've sat down and had breakfast with my roommate Andrew Flitcroft, so we've been putting the world to rights about magazines and photography and all of those sorts of things. And I'm going to be based for the show sort of on the upper level, but there's this amazing truck, I guess, a van that Yeti have helped support. And it's sort of, you open up the back of it, and inside it's like a fishing lodge almost. There's a proper Rolly Birkin chair where I'm probably going to sit and chat to people. But I plan to have a wander around, get a sense of it. It's a wonderful event. You know, this thing isn't in it for money at all. It's to promote fishing, to support youngsters and work with the Tweed Foundation as well. So I'm really looking forward to catching up with people, with talking with people about fishing, about the show. Some of the names and voices you're going to recognise who have probably been on the podcast. I've bumped in some friends already this morning at breakfast, but really looking forward to it. Like I say, the journey up was a really long one. It took me about 9 hours from Devon, so I missed last night. I fell asleep and missed catching up with everyone. So hoping to do that today and hoping to capture a little bit about what this event is all about. So first person I bumped into is Charlie Brownlow, and you may recognise him from the podcast. We've had him on the podcast before, and also he's just also sent me some old waders that my friend Ray had converted into a bag. And that's one of the wonderful things that he does. He recycles old waders and makes them into amazing things that we can take fishing and store stuff in. But I'm really thrilled with those. So thank you for that, Charlie. But how are you doing?
Well, firstly, happy birthday for the other day. Really well, thank you. We have got a few new products. So we don't go too technical on the products, but we've been looking at hip bags. So really simple hip bags. They come with a fly wallet. And yeah, this is really exciting. And it seems that the whole sort of upcycling, recycling sort of movement has picked up pace. I think more people are into it. Certainly we've got Patagonia here as well, who are doing the sort of the mending of the jackets. So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to this event. I think it's going to be really cool. Again, for the second year.
And what about fishing? What have you been up to?
Oh, fishing-wise, been fishing on the Till. Do a bit of that. End of last season, actually had a lovely time on Arran. Got a lovely fresh salmon out of the sea pool there. And this summer I'm got a beat on the Whitadder, which I'll be guiding and instructing on. Really nice. Both the Till and the Whitadder actually I love because they lend themselves to teaching, because very quickly I can get youngsters, people new to fishing, covering fish, salmon relatively quickly. And that's the joy of them. So yeah, so there's lots planned. Hopefully get up to the D. And yeah, just have rod, will travel, usual form.
Have a great show, my friend.
Thank you. And you.
Last night I was having a wander around and there were 3 people striding towards me saying, "Where's the river?" They had rods and they had a mission in mind. And it turns out that I've bumped into Laura this morning, who we're going to learn a little bit more about it. But Laura, to say she has the fishing bug is an understatement. I've already netted a trout for her this morning. But Laura, can you tell us a little bit about your amazing van and what you've done with it?
So it's a 7.5X removal lorry from, where's it from? The Isle of Sheppey, which you know very well, you've just told me. And we've converted it into a country pub. It's basically goes to events. It's come up here. We've low-loaded it up from Sussex. And yeah, it's just an amazing space, isn't it? It's beautiful.
It's really cleverly done, and there's even a faux cat in there as well, so it gives you the feel. And I said it was, for me, I think it's going to be very Roly Birkin sitting in the chair interviewing people and chatting with them. But it's an extraordinary job, and you work with Yeti on this, right?
Yeah, Yeti have asked us to come up. They saw us on an event, and Lauren, who heads up Yeti in the UK, she said, we want this for some events, some fishing events. So, yeah, it was really nice to be asked.
And you've given the fish a bit of a breather. Are you going back in again?
Yeah, we'll be going back in. We'll be giving them a hammering.
I'm standing with the man with the plan, Mr. Eoin Fairgrieve. It's great to be here. It looks as though the show has grown some more. How are you feeling right now?
Pete, once again, thank you very much indeed for your support, and we're really positively encouraged by the development, the concept, the support that we've had both by the general fishing community and by the actual trade.
And can you tell people a little bit about what's going to be happening over the weekend?
So it's an interesting thing because a lot of people have asked me what's new for this year, which is good and it's very positive that you have growth. But we really need to get to the DNA of this year, which is taking children fishing, instilling that passion to be custodians for the future, and also highlighting the plight of Atlantic salmon, but also all fish in the rivers, clean waterways, Pete.
And you put a magazine, I just don't know how you have the time to do these things, but you've put the magazine together as well. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So River Life is really our concept. It's a community of anglers, community of gillies, instructors, and the conception of that was as a vehicle to raise funds for the various charities. So it's basically a non-profit making magazine, and all the donations that we receive are given to the charities. This year it's wild fish and our old favourite Tweed Salmon.
And you're spinning so many plates at the moment, but it looks as though it's all about to come to fruition. I wish you every success with it. I hope everything goes fantastically well, and you have a wonderful weekend, my friend.
Thank you very much indeed.
Standing watching youngsters catch fish, which is deeply pleasing, and I've been joined by Nick Measham from Wildfish. Nick, great to see you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well, and delighted to be here. Actually, delighted to be here. Waiting with you for the bar to open, as usual. No joking. Yeah, we're up here to try and add a bit of the environmental side of things to this fishing festival.
And are you getting to go fishing yourself, Nick, at the moment?
I have done a little bit, actually. Yes. Although I'm just complaining to you that I don't get enough time to fish. But I did sneak off for a few days in Spain, actually, which is amazing. Northwestern Spain. Near Leon, and the rivers there are still in pretty good nick. And many of them are fed by dams, so many of them are basically tailwaters, so that gives you a consistent flow throughout the year. And at this time of year, with the cooler water, the bigger fish tend to be more active, and you can get some fantastic dry fly fishing. And we were lucky enough to have some days when it worked reasonably well.
That's pleasing to hear. And what's happening with Wildfish at the moment? What are you up to?
Right, well, it's exciting times. We have, as I say, just produced last year's impact report, which you can get on our website, wildfish.org. Details all the stuff we've been working on. We've got a very full programme this year of focusing on the things where we believe we can make a difference. We can't do everything. We work in a particular way with our getting scientific evidence and using policy advocacy and the law to then move things forwards in the work that we do. And this year our big areas of focus are going to be our abstraction, which you might think after a wet winter isn't a problem, but we've already had a couple of dry months and the aquifers are beginning to fall quite sharply. So that's an important issue. The other issue that we keeps being highlighted by all of the work we're doing on smart rivers sampling. The invertebrates tell us that chemicals are a big problem. We're working actually first for us with Songbird Survival Trust. You might think, what are you doing with them? And Bug Life, more obvious. But basically, invertebrates matter for fish, but they also matter for birds and many other things that eat either the inverts in the water or the grown flies above the air. And pet meds are a big problem. So routine treatments for fleas and ticks, gets into water, and it absolutely devastates, as you can imagine, these delicate invertebrates. So we're working with those two organisations to try and persuade the government to take some action, change the law to tighten up prescription of these drugs, and try and move people away from the liquid application to using tablets. So things like that. More work to do in chemicals around agricultural pesticides and so on. There's a number of things we're doing there. We're fighting, again, the government to disclose farmers' records of what they put on the land, so we can start to see where we need to act with farmers to prevent those pesticides getting into watercourses. And of course, the ever-present problem that is probably one of our defining campaigns around salmon farming off the table, where we are encouraging people to act by stopping eating farmed salmon. And if there's one thing I would ask people, listeners, to do, and is to get on board with that. Stop eating it. Tell everybody else to stop eating it. Tell your local restaurants. And if you need any information or you need any literature or any supporting propaganda, come and get in touch. We will provide you with that. It really is important, because the bottom line is that the industry is basically unregulated. So the only way we can really affect change is through the consumer, sort of putting your money where your mouth is.
And I wish you best of luck with that. And like Nick says, spread the word about not eating salmon. One of the things I did notice was that on some of these cookery programs now, that I'm seeing chefs use the term trout rather than salmon. It's been quite noticeable this year so far that's happening. Do you think that is starting to filter through? And I know that you've gone to chefs and you're speaking with chefs about these things. Are you seeing signs of this?
We are, actually, very much so. And although our campaign, to be absolutely clear, is a stop doing one thing, it's not coming up with alternatives, because, all things, if they're done at an industrial scale, are going to have an adverse impact on the environment. But trout is a pretty good alternative, and it's delicious. So, quick controversial comment: far too many people I know fish stocked waters, and they're able to take the fish, but they don't. So please think about taking that fish and getting it smoked in your local smokery, or just eating it pan fried or whatever. But think about consuming that rather than buying supermarket salmon. Yeah, and it is. Many chefs are turning to trout as a viable alternative. But again, as I would say, be picky where you source it from, because some industrial produced trout does have an adverse impact.
Thank you so much for that, Nick, and have a wonderful show.
And you too, Pete. Thanks.
It's really funny the people you bump into, and some friends from Devon I used to see at the Fox and Hounds, and I'm talking with Gary Wiggins, who said to me he's listening to the podcast on his commute to work, so we thought we'd have a little bit of a chat. It's a bit different from those streams of Devon, and it looks as though you're doing a little bit different fishing now, Gary.
Oh no, absolutely. Complete change from Devon, but I still have ever such fond memories, and the tour will always be a place in my heart where I learned to sort of fly fish for trout. But yeah, I got the bug last year for salmon fishing, and it's a bug that's bitten me quite hard, and thoroughly enjoying it and looking forward to going around the show today.
And where are you next fishing?
Next fishing, we're actually down in Wales on the Teffy, and then on lower floors in late June, beginning of July. So yeah.
And what about the tour? Are you heading down to Devon this year?
We're back at the Fox in late May, early June. Yes, so looking forward to that and catching up with the people down there and fishing. Yeah, the home beat, as I like, at the back of the Fox. Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
And of course, cheesy chips are going to be on the menu, right?
Cheesy chips are a given at lunchtime. Yeah, absolutely. Sitting in the snug, cheesy chips, or on the patio if the weather's nice. Yeah, so yeah, a given. Cheesy chips.
I don't know what the collective term for instructors is, if it's a back cast of instructors, if it's a spay of instructors. I don't know quite what it is, but I'm watching the guys cast beautifully, and about to talk with Neil from AAP Guy, chairman of AAP Guy, and first time at the show here.
Yes, it is. I think it's a rabble of instructors by the look of things, but yes, we're here to support Eoin and the Tweed Foundation. It's great to see. We've already seen some youngsters who've really been impressive. They've had a little go at learning some curve casts, which they seem to have enjoyed. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great event. We're just waiting for the sun to come out, but other than that, fantastic.
It is bloody freezing, isn't it? And Neil, you're based on the Tyne. How's that been for you this year so far?
Yeah, I had a guest out on Wednesday, and we had a beautiful fish. It was a quiet start for the first few weeks, but we're starting to see a few fish there now, so yeah, that's all good. We have a lot of nice fisheries around there as well, so we'll do quite a little bit of trout stuff as well this year. But yeah, looking forward to hopefully some decent water and some decent conditions. Obviously last year was a struggle for everyone, but yeah. And on the App Guy front, we have an open day coming up in May, so if anyone is around the Fernley area on the Tweed, that's the 16th of May. We'll be putting some stuff on the social media to explain what's going on that day, but yeah, the more the merrier. We'll get some people on there, it'll be great.
And for you as chairman of AAP Guy now, what does that entail? Are you enjoying that? Is it challenging? Is it fun? Is it a bit of everything?
Yeah, it's all of those things. So Clive Mitchell-Hill, our previous chairman, stepped down in October. So still new to the role, but enjoying the challenges. Clive did a fantastic job, so it's definitely not throwing any babies out with bathwater. But there are a few things we just want to tweak, and the association's in a great place. We've got some members who are looking to rejoin, who haven't seen for a while, which is great. We've got a real strong membership who we are doing our best to support and grow. So yeah, things looking really positive.
Well, have a great show and have a great season.
Yeah, you too, Pete. Good to see you.
Can you put them on me, because all the coaches are full up for half an hour.
There's been a really busy man this morning, and that's Ben, who's with the Tweed Foundation. He's teaching, well, he's been non-stop teaching youngsters how to fish. How's it going, Ben?
It's been absolutely fantastic. You know, after the success of last year, I didn't think it could get bigger or better, and it is. It's just been absolutely fantastic. We've been really busy all morning. We've had lots and lots of young people. We've got some of our Tweed Start ambassadors, so they've actually had some expert tuition from AAP Guy instructors, which has been fantastic, and they're actually helping some first-time anglers as well. So really positive. Everyone's catching fish, and it's just been such a fantastic event, and really looking forward to the rest of the day and tomorrow as well.
Fantastic. And where, do you teach, Ben? Are you an instructor, and where are you based?
Yeah, so I work for the Tweed Foundation, and one of the projects I manage is Tweed Start, and that's all about introducing more young people into fly fishing. So we have a few different sub-projects as part of that. We do introduction days, we do Tweed Start Plus, which is a 4 to 5 week course, and then we also have our Tweed Start ambassadors. And what Tweed Start really tries to provide is a learning pathway. So we work with anywhere from the age of 9 and some of our ambassadors up to 16, 17. And it's all about giving them as much experience and as much fishing opportunities as we can.
And I can only applaud that, and I can see the devotion, love that you're putting into that. So that's great for fishing. It's great that there's so many youngsters here and you're inspiring them. So I'd like to say a huge thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated.
No show would be correct without speaking with Anne Woodcock. And lovely to see you as always. What are you up to?
Well, we are here with Tweed Start, so we're introducing young people to fly fishing, and it is, what time? 11:20, and we are so busy. We've actually got the largest area of the Spaylock, and we've got children queuing. How many have we got? We've got 6 children out on the Spaylock, and we've got a queue, and it's 11:30 on Saturday. The busiest part of the show, aren't we?
I just saw somebody trying to book in, and they said the nearest slot's 12 o'clock, you're fully booked. There's kids looking at bugs. There's all sorts of educational stuff going on. And that's the lovely thing about it, isn't it? That it's planting the seed, and sometimes the seed grows immediately into something, but sometimes it goes away and comes back a little bit later. But it must be thrilling seeing so many people excited about fishing and what it means to us.
It definitely is. And a lot of these young people, they've actually been on an event that either the Tweed Starters had during the summer holidays, or the Rotary Club, because the Rotary Club has got an event on at the end of May. And they are so enthusiastic. And the other thing as well is we've actually had people come up to us and say, can we book a slot? Because children have rang up their friends and said, we're coming to this show and we want to get in onto this because it is so busy. We're just going to be busy for the next 2 days. But can I also say to you, we've got the Jedi, as I call them, AAP guy next to us. Could these guys be any more helpful, kind, generous with their time? And you've just met one of the young children that had a one-to-one session. Wow, what a difference in their casting.
And they're like 10 and a half, one of the lads. And I was watching the far side. I was talking with Nick Measham, and I was watching him making curve casts, which was absolutely fantastic. And they've been building their own rods as well, and was telling me that they've been across to Bruce and Walker and built some rods, and encouraging these people. And the more that we can do that, that's good for our pastime, isn't it?
It certainly is. And on the Tweed, we spend so much time not only with young children, youths as well. We're going to have our older Tweed Start ambassadors coming, and they're actually going to be doing exactly what you and I are doing. They're going to be walking around with a microphone as well and interviewing other young people, because they are the future of the sport. Great to see lots of ladies here as well. Can't have a chat with you without saying all the ladies that go fishing as well. I just spoke to one lady. She's had 2 salmon. I'm envious.
How about you then, from a fishing perspective? How's it been? Have you got much planned this year?
Well, we've got the Ladies' Days, and we're on our 3rd year on the Tweed. So they are charity Ladies' Days for women who want to learn to fish, and also those who just want to come out with other girls. We start at the end of May. I've got one every month. We're on some of the best boots on the Tweed for salmon. This year, it was really important to price it for everybody, and my days start from £60. Great plug. Thank you.
If people want to sign up for those, where do they find them? Plug away.
Okay, so thank you for that. You can get on to www.rivertweed.org.uk. Follow us on social, and just book on. They really are good days. We also have one, and it's taken me a while to get. It's in August. We're on the River Ettrick in the morning. We then have lunch on Bow Hill Estate, and then a guided tour around the house at Bow Hill, so the Duke of Buccleuch's house, and so that's one that I'm really looking forward to as well. So we've got events going all the way up to just below Peebles and down to basically Norham. So it's something for everybody. And again, we've got a female casting instructor, female coaches, and the wonderful Gillies and Boatmen on the Tweed.
Fantastic. Lovely to see you, and I wish you every success.
Thank you.
It's been really lovely bumping into people who listen to the podcast or read the magazine as well, and saying some kind things. So thank you for that. Putting my work hat on for a second, if you are interested in reading Trout and Salmon, we've got a deal at the moment. If you'd like 20% off your subscription, if you go to the Trout and Salmon website and put in FC2025, you'll get 20% off. Shout out for Graham Ferguson as well. I just bumped into him, had a nice chat with him, and that reminded me of it, that he's just recently signed up. So thank you, Graham. I've interrupted Steve McKellop's lunch, which is a very fine burger by the looks of it. So I think I'm going to have one of those very, very shortly as well. Yeah, and go from there. But Steve, tell us a little bit about what brings you here today.
Yeah, I just saw the adverts and the feedback on last year's event and thought I'd come across and just see what it's like. And yeah, it's quite good. You know, it's busy. it's like everywhere else, it probably get busier, but it's nice. It's just support it and try and support the salmon as well. I think in my local river I can tell you at the recent angling club meeting, people were talking of giving up leases in the river because there's no fish, which I think is quite sad, because we're all there in times of plenty, and now when the fish needs us most, people want to back away, and I think it's quite sad. We should all be here and try and support the salmon as much as we can, and maybe one day they'll come back.
That's beautifully put, and of course it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, doesn't it? Because if people aren't fishing for them, we're not going to know whether they're being caught or not, will we?
That's exactly it, yeah. So we don't know the fish are there, and then if people aren't putting money into it as well, a lot of people don't realise, especially the wider public, that anglers are the ones that pay for most of what we have in our rivers across the UK and probably globally as well. So people go and they enjoy looking at water and rivers and lochs and ponds and lakes or whatever. But a lot of the time it's anglers that are funding that and keeping it looking pristine or as best we can, So, yeah, we want to support it or we'll lose it all. And it'll be very, very sad.
They're wise words, Steve. They're wise words, Steve. And I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your lunch. But lovely to catch up with you.
Nice talking to you, Pete. And enjoy the podcast. Keep them going. And the magazine's doing well as well. Thank you.
I can never resist when somebody walks past me with a fly rod, and it's lovely to see Marcus Brolin from NAM Rods here today on NAM Products. How are you, Marcus?
I'm good, thank you. Pleasure to meet you again.
Lovely to see you. And what's happening in NAM World right now?
Well, we have started to work with a Norwegian guy called Geir Hansen. We started a year ago, and it's been such an inspiration for us to see how he's on his view on how to design rods and lines, and he's actually a mathematician teacher, and just the nerd. I thought I was a nerd, but he's even worse than me. So it's been a pleasure to work with guys with so much experience in rod design and line design, as he is.
And you've got a rod here. Is that a new one in the lineup for you?
Yes, what I'm holding here is a 15.6, 10-11 weight. And it's a really easy to cast. I would say even normally a long rod like this is a little bit more difficult to cast, but I would say this in the lineup, this is the most easiest one to cast. Really effective to be able to, when there's little space and you need to throw that longer line. It's really effective, and very few casts actually don't turn over as you want them to.
And these rods are new out, are they?
Yes, just arrived to the warehouse, I think now 2 weeks ago. And especially in Norway, it's been a big hype. Geir is a big star in Norway, so it's been great for us to grow this year with together with him and have an option of it's different types of Scandinavian rods, I would say. Norwegian type and our rods from before is more Swedish Scandinavian. And they're quite different from each other. These rods having a way stronger tip, and really good for angling the line and easy loading, I would say, and also good for long distance casting.
Are there many in the lineup?
Yeah, in the 4-piece series it's a 12.6, it's a 13.6, 14.6, 15 foot and 15.6, so it's 5. In the 6-piece series, which will come out in June, there's a 13.4, 14.9 and a 16 foot. So it's 3 rods in the 6-piece series. So that pretty much covers it all for salmon fishing. Also some for steelhead fishing, obviously. We love steelhead as well. So I think the 2 smaller ones, the 12.6 and the 13.6, will be great for steelhead fishing.
Sounds like you got every base covered. I wish you every success with the range.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to catch up with Gordon Armstrong on the loop stand. How's it going?
It's going really well, thanks, Pete. Yeah, pleasure to be here, and we have got an absolutely fantastic day for the event, which makes it extra special.
And it's nice seeing the age range of people here as well. There's lots of kids here, isn't there? And whenever I look over where the kids are learning to fish, they always seem to be bent into a fish as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the good thing about this event. It is set for all ages, all abilities, and it's there to encourage and enhance our sport, which is such an important thing, given the trend, particularly with the salmon fishing of late, and how it's been a bit tricky to get kids away from, PlayStations and what like. So it's really, really positive to see the kids here. And in fact, I was speaking to a gentleman who had his kids fly tying earlier on with Andrew Flintcroft, and he was saying, this all stemmed back from Tweed Start, which I believe was set up by Eoin Fairgrieve many years ago, and an introduction to seeing how the brown trout developed as eggs, and then seeing them getting released into the loch, and now that's transpired into hopefully a really good hobby for the youngsters.
And I enviously watched you cast for a little bit, and it was absolutely beautiful. What are you casting?
So I'm just about to go up and do a casting demonstration. So we'll be doing a demonstration with the 14-foot loop track rod, which I'm very proud to say myself and Ian and the rest of the loop development team were at hand to make and get to the stage it's at the moment. And then I'll be finishing off my demonstration with my old trusty competition rod. It's an 18-foot rod, so I was using that back in the noughties when I was heavily involved with the competition scene. So a bit of fun at the end of the demonstration, see if we can throw a decent cast.
That sounds fantastic. And the track rod's quite exciting as well, because it's a really fabulous price point, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a fantastic rod, actually. And we don't call it an entry-level rod. It's a general-purpose rod that comes in at around £359 for the double-handed rods, which is, given the current market, is a really, really attractive price point. And with that comes a quality carbon that punches way above its weight.
Well, congratulations with that. I look forward to, I'm going to have a wander around because there's lots of demonstrations been going on, so I'm looking forward to that. But good luck with the demonstration and good luck with the show.
Thanks, Pete.
The lovely thing is that we've seen so many young people pick up a rod, many for the very, very first time, but also we have people who have been fishing quite some time. And Ian introduced me to Edward, who's decked out magnificently in a kilt. And you've seen some fishing in your time, Edward, haven't you?
Oh yeah, a lot of fishing.
And where is it you usually fish?
Well, I live in England. I fish in the Lake District, so I fish all the lakes. I stay away from Windermere because it's full of effluent from the overloaded sewage works. But I fish the lakes. I go over to Yorkshire to fish at Swinton Estate with Cancer and Pisces because I have cancer. And other health problems, but coming here yesterday and talking to Eoin, who I haven't seen for probably 10 years, it's given me the impetus, the interest, the push that I needed to get back into my 15-foot salmon rods and my trout rods. I tie flies, but I've never used them for 4 years.
And that's a wonderful story in itself, isn't it? That and that's what this show is all about, isn't it? It's to encourage people to fish, and we often will think of it as younger people, but you're a very sprightly gent as well still, and you were telling us that you've done a lot of steps yesterday, but isn't that wonderful that it's done that for you, and will get you in the river casting a rod again?
Yeah, I'm going to book, Ian knows I'm going to book with him to come up from the Lake District, probably for 2 or 3 days, stay here and go down onto the river to get me back in with my 15-foot salmon rod.
I wish you every success with that. I stay well, stay healthy, and I hope you find a salmon.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I'll do my best.
Just wandered down and bumped into Mark Patterson from Nordic tackle supplies, and he's got some really interesting, innovative stuff. One of the things definitely that I'm going to mention in the magazine very, very shortly, which is a must-have. But great to see you, Mark. What have you got with you this year?
We've got a few different changes. We've got quite a lot of Shelton reels and stuff here. As you were saying, there's a few little bits. We've got the Shelton nippers, which have sold out straight away. They've been fantastic. But this one, as we were chatting to you yesterday and showing you just now, is the new instant field repair patches. And this is a must-have, I think, for every fisher to have in their bag. So you can do this when your waders are wet, and if you have a tear or a rip, there's different size patches, and what you can do is literally just take the waders down, take off the backing, put them on the inside of the wader, and you rub quite vigorously to get the sort of friction with your finger to melt and heat the glue a little, and just keep rubbing that in, and then pull your waders back up and you're back fishing. So these are absolutely perfect for anybody caught in that situation on a riverbank.
That's great, and it means we don't have to carry tubes of stuff and bits and pieces like that. And it's probably, I think there's 2 patches here, are there 3? Oh no, there's 4 patches in there. Yeah. The largest one I would say is about 4 inches long, and then there are 3 circular ones as well. And they're going to fit inside your waders as well. I really love stuff like this, because you just never know when you're going to get caught on some barbed wire, or you suddenly feel that horrible feeling of water coming into your waders. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. Where do people find this, and how much is it?
These are going to be on my website. They'll be exclusive to me through the lock side of things, obviously with the waders and all the different items they have, and that's at nordictacklesupplies.co.uk.
Fantastic. Have a great show, mate.
Thank you. You too.
Just been walking along, and I've been watching people casting. The show's about to start. It's not going to be long now. It's that nice time of day. Everyone gets the chance to catch up with each other, and it's lovely to see Marina Gibson and Sarah Ronholt here. And Marina, demonstrating yesterday, first time at the show. What do you make of it all?
It's a lovely, relaxed setting. There's no sort of pressure. We've just been speaking to Ian, and he just said, just enjoy it, have fun. And what's really lovely, I think, is looking around the lake. Everyone's just, together, practicing, learning, catching fish. There were so many fish caught by kids yesterday. And that really set it apart. Everyone was just having a perfect time with friends. And, it was beautiful.
And Sarah, you're back. This is the second one for you. What have you been doing this year? And it feels as though it was busier yesterday than last year, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. So Marina and I are doing the women's clinics this year. And as Marina said, it's all about community. So bringing more people together. And that's, a very big goal for us is to bring more women into fly fishing. And these settings are the perfect settings. No expectation, just having a good time, learning from each other. And yeah, we have done a few different workshops just to get women involved, and
there's been so much, hasn't there, to absorb, enjoy, even for people like old guys like me who've been around the block a little bit. It's been lovely seeing people and learning some new things, getting your hands on tackle, those sorts of things. And of course you were doing with Stefan a wonderful demonstration yesterday, which I caught. Did you enjoy that as well? Is that the first time you've tag teamed?
Yes, and I kept saying in the morning, Stefan, we haven't gone through our demo. We need to talk about what we're going to do. But actually, we fish a lot together, and I think that kind of made it easier. Apart from, I think the chaos is actually quite fun. People are like, I was wearing the wrong boots, so I had to take my boots off, and I caught Stefan with my line, and the chaos. But that's fishing, right? It's never perfect, and we love teaching, and we love helping people, and the crowd are amazing because they asked a lot of really great questions as well, and it was very fun. So I think maybe we will do more in the future together.
Fantastic. And Sarah, I guess you'll be heading back to Denmark soon. What does that mean from a fishing perspective?
That means that I'm going fishing because the salmon season just started in Denmark, and there's springers on the way, and it's just the perfect time of year. We have a special love for fishing in the spring where, there are not a lot of fish in the river. We have waited all winter, but now there are big ones coming, hopefully. And as we have spoken about, also Marina and I, as like before, you fished a bit more selfishly, like everyone really wanted to catch a salmon, but now with the whole situation, you know, Atlantic salmon, then we're a bit more united. We're just happy when someone is catching a fish, and that's again what it's all about. Like, then you still know they're there, and you're like, yeah, it's a beautiful thing in fishing.
Nice. Well, have a great show, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm in the recording booth, the Yeti recording booth, with Johnny Muir from Atlantic Salmon Trust. Is this your first? You were here last year, Johnny, weren't you?
I wasn't actually, no. I wasn't actually here last year, so the first time dipping our toes into what is a lovely weekend.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's there's an amazing atmosphere, and I think, you know, we're at the start of day 2 now. So yesterday, Saturday, what really struck me was just the great opportunity there is for kids, younger generation, to come and not only learn about fishing and, you know, the angling community, but the conservation issues as well. And yeah, I was just blown away by how much the kids enjoyed it.
And this isn't like it doesn't feel like a money trade show, does it? It's something bigger than that, isn't it?
It's more of a mini festival, I think, to be honest. I mean, you know, Tweed Salmon Festival, it's there in the name. So, you know, a free event, loads of free opportunities to engage with what's on offer. And yeah, it's got that real family feel among the, you know, the fly fishing community, the brands and people who are here, and just a great openness. And I think that was just plain to see yesterday. Fantastic.
What are you up to right now?
So we are sort of tagging along with Marina Gibson this weekend, who's an ambassador of ours. She's here with a Northern Fishing School, and we've specifically come along this weekend thinking of kids, younger generation. So we've got some great things to give out, handouts about the salmon life cycle, little fish with QR codes where they can go to our website, see these videos of what we're trying to conserve, what we're trying to save. And just trying to educate that younger generation about the importance of salmon. We have an interactive magnetic board, which has been a huge draw for kids. And it's all about planting that seed in their mind that salmon are not just something to fish for, but they're actually that keystone species that supports all the other nature and people in our river catchments. And that's what our little interactive display is about. And so they have to grab the magnets, find the red squirrel, find the otter, find the kingfisher. And it's been wonderful to see how engaged they are. And actually, I am just blown away by how much they know. I think it's easy for us to think, oh, you know, we're losing the next generation. We've really got to, you know, make sure that they're getting away from screens or spending time outside or whatever it may be. But I'm just consistently blown away when we bring this thing out about how much these kids know about wildlife. So it's really encouraging, and we've got to keep at it.
Absolutely. And it's interesting what you say about planting the seed. What is the next stage, do you think? Once that seed has actually been planted, what's the next move?
That's a very interesting question. I think we need to probably, we need to keep doing it. We need to keep engaging. We need to have those levels of engagement with salmon conservation from a really young age up through school. I know there's things happening with school curriculum, and I think that's probably the way to do it. We've got to engage through the educational process to make sure that the importance of wild salmon and wild places and nature is getting in there throughout the educational process, and ultimately helping produce the next generation of salmon scientists and fishery biologists. They are absolutely key to what we do at the Atlantic Salmon Trust. Without that scientific grounding, our restoration programs can't happen. So I think it's getting that understanding of the importance of wild salmon right through, so we are producing that next cohort of cutting-edge conservationists.
Do you know, that was a fastball, and Johnny didn't know that one was coming, and he answered that beautifully. And I was thinking about it while you were answering there, looking out the window, and you were talking about what you were saying about getting them involved there. But this is the beautiful thing, that seed gets watered here as well, doesn't it? Because the kids get the chance to catch fish too, and that doubly reinforces it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the angling connection is really important. That's that historic cultural connection, that physical. I'm a passionate fly angler myself, and I know how important it is to have that real tactile connection with fish and connection with nature. But I think it's all of our responsibilities to make sure that it does go beyond that. And the message is that salmon are so much more than that. But that is absolutely it can be the hook, if you like, to throw a cheesy pun in there.
Nice. And let's end with an easier question. What does this mean for a fishing perspective for you this year? What are you up to?
Well, I'm deep in the trenches with a newborn at the moment, so my fishing has sort of taken a back seat for a couple of years. But I live right on the banks of the Tay. It's my home river. I look at it every day and I love it. So I'll do a bit of fishing on the Tay when I can later in the year. I've got a day planned on the Dee in the summer. I've got a couple of days planned on the Devon. And I'll just pick away elsewhere. But a few special days in the calendar, and as the season goes on, I get more and more desperate, and I might try and cram a bit more in.
Fantastic. Well, you enjoy it. Have a great year, Johnny.
Thanks very much, Pete.
I'm standing in Sheddy, the Patagonia Wornwear Repair Centre, with Martina. Martina, what are you up to, and what's happening at the show?
Okay, so I am currently fixing zips. We do get a lot of zips that break. So yeah, I'm just fixing them so things can function again. Got a lot of them to do, and a lot of patches as well. A lot of patching up things. Yeah.
And has it been a busy weekend for you generally?
It's been really good. Yeah, it's busy. You kind of want it to be that way because then it just makes it all worthwhile as well. So you do get people that have sort of come by, didn't know we were here, might live local, go and get whatever it is that they need repairing and bring it to us, and we've been able to fix stuff. So yeah, it's been a good flow of traffic of repairs. So.
And it's worth bearing in mind for people as well, because obviously this is logoed Patagonia, but you'll fix anything, won't you?
Literally anything. I think we almost prefer non-Patagonia product because obviously not every brand has that where you can send stuff off for free and get it fixed. It's just not a thing. So it's great when you get other product from other brands that you can repair as well. And people are often quite surprised by it, which is even more, even greater really. So yeah, it's good to be able to educate people on that and actually say, oh no, we do any brand.
Fantastic. Have a wonderful show. I don't know whether to say I hope you're nice and busy, but if you are, I hope they're easy fixes, and lovely to meet you and have a great show.
Lovely to meet you as well. Thank you very much. I wouldn't say they're all easy fixes, but I love a challenge. So we just, cracking on.
Festival.
Fergus, day 2 for you coming here. Still plenty to do. What's your plans for today?
We're planning on spending most of the time at the Spaylock. We got some good tips yesterday. Some people doing some pretty cool out there things, so excited to get back to that. And then we're going to head home just after lunch, I think.
And where's home for you?
We live in Fife, Oxymoxie.
What does that mean I've got a river in my mind, but what does that mean from a home river for you?
My home river I've started fishing this year is the Fife Eden, and it's about a rod length across. As a fairly new fisherman, it's pretty tricky. It's a lot of overgrown willow, steep banks, tricky wading, but I'm hoping it's going to make me good. Yeah.
Well, there's plenty to, I've just been inspired watching people making some beautiful casts and things like that. And there's lots of information as well, isn't there? And sometimes we overlook the simple stuff, thinking people know that. But it's always good to reinforce it or show them it as well, isn't it?
100%. I think there's a lot of stuff about, choosing the right leader that people tend to overlook, and it can make such a big difference. And some of the pros here are just so good at demonstrating those little tweaks that you can make. It's also nice, all the conservation stuff that's here. I work in academia, and we're doing a lot of stuff with salmonid conservation. I'll give a shout out to Jerry Hock, who also listens to your podcast. And it's just nice to see so many passionate people talking about not just the fishing, but everything that goes around with it as well, which is great.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for the podcast.
It's always lovely to see somebody from home, and I bumped into Paul Otham and his son-in-law Tom. They've been out fishing. What have you been up to, mate?
Well, we fished a brand new river yesterday with Tom, my first ever time salmon fishing. As you know, I'm a trout angler, and I fell in love with it. But it was just awesome, and I can't believe it was a year ago. I was listening to you in the same place here, and that's what's prompted another visit, a surprise visit to see, and it's always great to see you. But superb yesterday with Tom on the river. I was just lost seeing that big silver thing come and have a go. Didn't hook it, but it makes you want to come back another day for sure.
It's an amazing thing, isn't it, that these fish, the chances, and particularly back home in Devon, we haven't got many to go at, but it doesn't stop the enjoyment of it. And now that seed has been planted with you, are you looking at fishing through a slightly different lens now?
Oh, for sure. We're already planning the car trip here this morning for some more trips up. But yeah, it's certainly something else in the box, the arsenal of rods to think about. I haven't told the wife yet about the expense of that possible look at, but yeah, I love it. It's really, really cool. It's just nice to be on something different and walking these rivers. It's just beautiful.
And Tom, for you've done a little bit of salmon fishing, haven't you? And it must be nice that Paul's getting into it, so it's something you can bond further over as well. Where's it you love to fish? Where's it you do most of your fishing?
Borders, so Tweed when we can, border-esque, really like fishing. I just once you get over the border up north, it's a special place. So yeah, there's nice that Paul's got into it as well, and I go salmon fishing with my dad quite a lot. So maybe next time all three of us can go and get a bit closer to get one on the bank. But it's not about catching, is it? It's where you are. It's a privilege to be able to to have a chance at casting out a salmon. So even when you're not convinced there's one in the pool, it's still a special thing to do. So yeah, really good day, and I'm sure we'll be back for more soon.
Well, enjoy the show today. It was busy yesterday, and I hope it's equally so for you. I hope you get lots of tips, lots of info. There's lots of rods you can try as well. So enjoy that aspect of it as well. So have a great show, guys.
Thanks, Pete. Great to see you again.
Cheers, thank you.
So that's it for the show for another year. The drive home was a little bit easier. It's only 7.5 hours this time, so that was a huge result. I'm pretty tired, but I'm happy. I think Ian just needs a huge shout out for the work that he puts into it. And it's the little things that you notice with him, that he's wandering around making sure everyone's having a good time, just making sure they're enjoying every moment of the hard work that he's put into bringing this all together. What do I take from this? I think I probably do that. We talked a little bit with some of the interviews about planting the seed with youngsters, but it really has felt that they're planting that seed, but they're giving it a really good watering as well, so that people are attracted of all age groups to fishing, and it may lead them in slightly different directions. It may not be salmon fishing, it might be trout fishing, it may be they enjoy fishing places like the loch that they'd put the fish in, and so many people caught their very first fish on the loch over the weekend, and that's the way to start. And Ben did an amazing job as well. He was just non-stop, teaching youngsters and all the other instructors as well. It was just an extraordinary performance, and one they should be incredibly proud of. But my guess is that the event happens next year and it grows some more as well. It is an incredible amount of work. It's 6 months of work for Ian, who's balancing many other things, and he brought the journal to life as well, which is no mean feat. And he's just such a good person that good things happen to good people like him, and the support he's had from so many people speaks volumes there as well. So yeah, it's been great fun. I've enjoyed every second of it, and getting the chance to speak to so many people and see many people and see people so enthused by an aspect of a pastime that I enjoy. It's not something I'm deeply involved with, but I've enjoyed every moment of speaking with people over the weekend and making the journey there. So this is another episode of the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope I've captured what this is about. And the word community is used a lot. And I'm hoping this little podcast is something that helps bring the community together, or makes the community think a little bit about what they're doing, and perhaps sharing moments with other people. So yeah, I'd like to say a huge thank you for listening. There'll never be any charge for these. It's just nice to spread the word about fly fishing to you all. Thanks so much for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Fly Culture podcast, brought to you in association with the Voice of Game Angling, Trout and Salmon, where Pete is the editor.